Hello, you beauties and beasties out there. I'm DF, and welcome to my 3rd anniversary live stream on my podcast, Beauties and Beasts. Yeah, I can't believe it's been 3 years since I started doing a podcast analyzing fairy tales, mainly those that followed the Beauty and Beast trope. Yep, and this is a live Q&A to celebrate. If you are not a patron, then all questions and comments will be minimum 2 gold beans if you want them read aloud, or 5 gold beans if you want to make a voice request. I do some voice acting, amateur voice acting, mostly for My Little Pony, but I could attempt some other voices. If they're not satisfactory, I could always do another one. Or I could sing you a song. Unless you're a patron. Like, even if you're just in the $1 tier, then any questions and comments will be... Yeah, any questions and comments will just be read aloud. Oh yeah, that noise, that was my phone notification. I didn't think it would be registering on here because I have my headphones in my phone. That was weird. Okay, let me just make sure that this stuff is still working. Yeah. All right. Yep, sound effects still work. I'm doing this on my phone because I realize if I do a stream longer than an hour on the computer, it just delays, and I'm not risking that again. So here we are. All right. So I see we got a lot of patrons in the live stream now. Hopefully as we go on, we'll get some more people. So yeah, you can ask me anything about myself, as long as it's not, personal information like where I live or my phone number. Yeah, no, I am not doing that. I mean, not unless I want you coming to my house, with a Michael Myers mask on and holding a knife. Yeah, who am I kidding? It's not Halloween yet. Okay. Very funny, Bella. What's your social security? No way am I telling you that. Obviously, questions like that are no. All right. So, reminder for people who are just coming into the stream. This is a Q&A to celebrate my 3 years of doing my Beauties and Beasts podcast. If you're already a patron, even for just $1 a month, then I will answer any questions you have. But if you're not a patron, then it's minimum 2 gold beans for questions and comments read aloud, and 5 gold beans for any voice requests. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm a starving artist. I need to make a living somehow. All right. Oh, and I almost missed this question. So Poppy X Branch 2000, who's a Dragon Princess patron, asks, any plans for the next PMV set? PMV meaning Pony Music Video. I've been thinking about it. At the moment, I've been trying to focus on going back to the Daughter of Discord animatic shorts, the 2 that I didn't get to finish. I'm holding auditions on Casting Call Club for anyone who wants to be a storyboard artist. I only got a few auditions so far. I hope I get some more, because there has been kind of miscommunication on what I'm looking for. Like, I'm looking for pony samples, and I am looking for samples. I had one person who just gave me a link to the casting call video. I'm like, that is not what I'm looking for. As for Pony music video set, like, I just finished up 6, and yeah, I think I am going to put those PMVs on hold for a while. At least I want to concentrate on the Daughter Discord shorts. I don't want to take on too many projects at once. Things I have been considering have been the Once Upon a Time musical episode, and also a lesser-known musical called Bubble Boy, about a boy who's born without an immune system, and so he's lived in a bubble his whole life. And then he meets a girl, and of course he can never touch her. It's kind of like a Rapunzel situation, and it's underrated and it's very cute. I had considered doing that one. I think there was another one that I considered. I want to do Moana at some point. Oh yeah, Matalicity01, a patron, you've heard of Bubble Boy, yeah. Oh, Poppy, you've just listened to the soundtrack? Yeah, Bubble Boy, it is cute. And I think it's done by the same guys who've done like Despicable Me and Secret Life of Pets. Yeah, so it's a funny musical. So, some of it's kind of well, kind of emotional, but it's really great. Yeah, in fact, the production I saw when they were saying like your biggest regret, and one person said your biggest regret is that you didn't see Secret Life of Pets. I don't know if that was in the original script or they just added it for that particular production, but we just burst out laughing. Okay, and Bella PinkSavage asks, what is your least favorite Disney movie? Ooh, you gotta ask a hard one. Least favorite Disney movie? Let me see. I think of the animated bunch. The only one I can think of that I didn't feel the compulsion to watch more than once was Saludos Amigos. And I only say that because it's really more of a documentary. I mean, it serves well as a part documentary, part uh, political campaign, political ad promoting an alliance between America and Mexican and the Mexico and South American countries. Yeah, yeah. If you don't know what it is, it was one of Disney's many package films during World War II, and this is the one before the Three Caballeros that that was meant to it, it just solidify ties with Latin American countries in the war. So yeah, I'd say that's my least favorite, only because yeah, it's not really meant to be a feature film in the sense that it's one singular story. Yeah, yeah, Poppy Experience. The Three Caballeros is the best song. Oh yeah, I do love the Three Caballeros. Okay, and Cosmic Trail asks, how would you feel if a famous YouTuber joined your stream and just donates $1,000? Ha! I can dare to dream. Bella PinkSavage, how do you feel looking back at the humble beginnings of your channel? Well, I can say that my YouTube channel started with just a bunch of Disney slideshows followed by a Barbie stop motion video, and I've definitely expanded from all of that. I keep trying new things. Some of them work out, some of them don't. I'm kind of surprised I stuck to Beauties and Beasts for so long. Like I just kept coming up with more movies and more books that fit the Beauty and the Beast theme. And I still got a whole bunch that I haven't done. All right, and Metalicity01's like, do you have a favorite episode or episodes of your podcast? Yes. My favorite one was when it was me, True Sailor Comet, Magpie Pony, and the Lost Narrator, and we all just had a big discussion on the Disney version of Beauty and the Beast. And that includes the animated version and the live action one. Like it was so much fun because it was not just me talking that time. Like we all lent our thoughts on both movies and how much we loved it, and also it's also the shortcomings of both. And because they were able to lend their opinions too, so much more had to be said. It was so much fun. I hope to like have them like during a charity stream at some point again, maybe around Christmas. Yeah, enveloping savage. You guys were laughing every 5 seconds. It was great. That feels like forever ago. That was done before the pandemic. It was done while we were all together for Katie Patterson and the Wilstonators wedding. So yeah, and I still have the mic that they gave me that night, the Magpie and Lost. I'm still using the mic they gave me that night. Well, not right now because I'm doing this on my phone. But almost every podcast episode you hear, that's me using that mic since that one. Okay, while we're on a lag, if you want to become a patron, support this podcast, and be able to lend your thoughts to live streams, just go to patreon.podbean.com/Beauties and Beasts. You can also show your support by buying my merchandise on my Redbubble page at disneyfanatic23.redbubble.com. COVID cases are rising now that kids are back in school. The Delta variant puts even the vaccinated at risk. Today and tomorrow, Redbubble is having a 20% off sale on all masks. Just use the code MASK20, that's all caps, MASKS20. I've got Beauties and Beasts merch, LGBTQ merch, Black Lives Matter merch, holiday merch, and much more. Get these discounted masks while you can. We have kid size 2 for the kids in school. For every mask you buy in Redbubble, they will donate one to Heart International. So you not only be protecting yourselves and your loved ones, but you be protecting somebody else and their loved ones. All right, and we got a voice request from Cosmic Trail. As Applejack say, Big Mac, put that pitchfork away. You're scaring Spock. I believe that was a line from one of my fanfics, wasn't it? Wow. Wow. That was a daughter Discord line. Like, no, that was from CMC The Next Generation, I think, in a flashback. Actually, no, I don't remember which fic did I put this in? That was a long time ago. Yeah, it was CMC The Next Generation. Oh yeah, it was the weddings chapter. I gotta finish CMC The Next Generation at some point. At least bring closure to all the plot points that I put in. Especially considering, like, I had a subplot where Rainbow Dash and Soren went with the Wonderbolts to Afghanistan, and now we're in this situation where all the troops have been called back from Afghanistan. So I think maybe I should finish that off in that way. Like, I originally wrote that in because my own dad had gone to Afghanistan for a while. He's been back for a while. Yeah, but I do got to bring closure to that. I need to bring Rainbow Dash and Zoran home. Also, I got to resolve those love triangles I set up. Oh boy. All right, PinkSavage asks, did you ever think you would pursue YouTube as a career when you first started? I'm not so sure if I call it a career. It's more like a glorified hobby. Now, my real career is in writing, which will get off the ground soon. But no, I did not think my YouTube channel was going to get so far. At least by the time I went to Bride of Discord, I'm like, yeah, this is just something I'm going to do for fun. I did not think that the attention for that was going to blow up, for instance. And I did not think I would be making as much money as I am now on this podcast. So, yeah. All right, so Matalicity01 asks, which one of your old writing projects, fanfic/books, do you cringe at the most today? Whenever I look back at your old stuff, it's still just as enjoyable as the first time around. What I cringe the most at, actually, this is something that I ended up going over in writer's group. Like, I was just sharing something that I wrote when I was in 8th grade, and I didn't realize how many, sexist and homophobic things that I'd been writing in the 8th grade. And my friends are just like, and I'm like, I was 14 years old, okay? I didn't know any better, okay? So, yeah, I was definitely cringing about that. I'm like, why did I write that? What was my mindset at the time? Jeez. Hey, on the bright side, I never published it, okay? Yeah, and I didn't know any better. I didn't know about myself. I didn't know I was a biromantic asexual. Speaking of which, I am getting a short story published this year for an LGBT horror charity anthology called Queer as Hell by the horror blog Haunted MTL. I'm told it will be released on Amazon sometime in September, so that's pretty soon. Be on the lookout. I will post the exact link on my podcast channel and my YouTube channel when that officially does come out, and you can get it. And the money will go to charity, so it'll be for a good cause. Yeah, my story is called The Smile of Helen Donnie, and it is a psychological horror. And actually, it wasn't intended to have any queer subtext, but if you read it, some of it can be interpreted as queer. All the stories in the anthology have either queer themes, queer characters, and or are by queer authors like myself. So, I at least qualified for being a biromantic asexual. And it got accepted. So, just gonna have to wait. For, with any luck, it'll be out in less than a week. All right. Oh, Cosmic Trail says you're nearly close to the $100 patron goal. I always get close, and then some other patron drops out, and then yeah. And Poppy X Branch says I made a book in elementary school about Disney characters going into space. I think I had an imaginary playtime that was something like that. Only it wasn't Disney characters, it was Madeline characters. Yeah. All right, and Poppy X Branch also asks, what is your guilty pleasure movie / TV show? Guilty pleasure. Interesting. Well, I guess what would qualify as my guilty pleasure TV show is Big Mouth. I know, you would not expect an asexual person to be into a highly sexual show like Big Mouth, which is about puberty, but the fact of the matter is, I learned more in Big Mouth than I did in health class. So that is why I watch it. And some parts are fun, and some of the characters are actually engaging. Oh, the animation is kind of weird. Yeah. Oh, no, though you're right, Bella. I guess the Twilight movies are kind of a guilty pleasure for me too. Although Breaking Dawn is a mess. Let's just admit it. Breaking Dawn is a huge mess. Okay, so Malicity says, that's so cool. I've never really seen you write much horror in fanfiction. Was this your first time? How was the process for you? It was not my first time writing horror. Actually, if you count, there was that one My Little Pony fic that was in a vampire alternate universe. That was definitely taken off of some horror themes. Yeah, what I've discovered is that I don't write a lot of short stories, but the only genre for short stories I can really write is in horror. For some reason. I don't know why. It wasn't the first time I wrote horror. The first short horror story that I recall is one that was also published in The Scene in Her Journal. Well, I say horror, but it was really borderline supernatural romantic tragedy. Which was actually for a Valentine's Day challenge, if you would believe, and it ended up getting published not on the site, but in their actual print edition. Which was not what I expected, because you were supposed to pay to send a submission for the print edition. Yeah, how the process is for writing horror? Well, I remember for this one in particular, The Smile of Helen Donnie, I listened to horror music while I was writing it, like just horror instrumental with no words, and I turned off the lights in my room, and I just have the glow of my laptop screen while I'm writing it down and then reading it over, and once the music turns off, and I'm like, oh gosh, I am in a dark room. I just grab for the light, and I know when I have that feeling, yes, it's scary enough. All right. Bella PinkSavage asks, what is your least favorite thing to write about? My least favorite thing to write about, well, I know one thing I always have trouble writing is action scenes. Just structure wise, because it's hard to. There's only so many ways you could say this person punched this person slashed their sword, this person swung their sword, blah 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 blah. So many action words. How can you do it without it being repetitive? How can you make it exciting? And I was even told in my early fanfic days when I was still writing Megamind that my action scenes were way too short. And I'm glad somebody told me at the time, because since then I've just been always hyper aware every time I write an action scene. Like, how do I make this more exciting? How do I make this a little harder for the hero to resolve? And how do I make this, or how can I just make this entertaining? Like, I gotta add some quips. Although I'd say the least favorite for me to write, like I have no problem structurally writing it, but what I hate writing is anytime somebody is subjected to, or even just talking about, like, sexual trauma, and I won't go further into that, because then I'm going to go into a whole other headspace. But I think my dislike of writing those scenes is self-explanatory. Okay. Right. Okay, but these are some good questions from patrons here. You're doing really good. Okay, so Matalicity, as for your action writing, I think you improved a lot between the Vampire Flood Accord fic and your more recent Black Hat one. Oh yeah, I remember for that vampire fic, I had to write a really big battle scene between a bunch of vampires. It ended up being very long, but I think it was fun to write. And of course, the villainous ones. Whenever you're writing about supervillains, you need action scenes. So I'd say anytime that I'm writing for a fandom, which is like supervillain or superhero, or going into superhero AU in the My Little Pony case, definitely. Definitely. That kind of gave me a taste of writing action. That was good practice for action scenes. Okay, Cosmic Trail asks, Hasbro and DHX contacted you and asked if you could write a Flood Accord episode. How would you feel, and what would it be about? Well, that would be remarkable, considering we don't really have My Little Pony Generation 4 anymore. I mean, probably for Pony Life. Well, I guess I'd feel... I'd probably ask them, how far can I go with this? Because I'm pretty sure they have rules about how far they go with their romantic relationships in My Little Pony. Which is probably why I was happy to do in the fanfic thing, because I could go as far as I wanted. Yeah, that's the unlimited benefit of fanfiction. Like, there's no corporate hovering over your shoulder telling you what you can and can't put in there. You're right, Bella. I would ask them, can I write the wedding episode? Oh boy. and then I'll probably have a lot of parents harping down on me, like, why would you have a young pony marry an old man? She's an adult. Let her be. Pinkie Pie and Cheese got married. Okay, so Poppy X Branch. I wish Black Hat was a series on Cartoon Network, meaning villainous. That show is really cool. Yeah, it's been greenlighted. I know that they've shown promos of episode 2. I think it's just taking a while. Cartoon series take a while to put together. And I do know that they did have a crossover episode with Victor and Valentino. I only watched that one episode of Victor and Valentino because of Villainous. Okay, Poppy X Branch asks, what are your thoughts on Maud Pie and Mudbriar? Definitely a very good couple. Just goes to show that sometimes you just need somebody who has a lot in common with you. But, they had enough difference that they could, as Maud says, you complete me. Although Mudbriar being turned into a stone, and Maud is like, I didn't think I could love him anymore. Hey, they're obviously a perfect couple, and they enjoy each other's company, and they finish each other's sentences and thoughts. And their banter is just delightful. Okay. Oh, you're right, Bella. Maybe they did slow down the process of villainous due to 2020 being terrible. Then again, that didn't stop a whole lot of other animated shows getting their work done. So I guess we'll see. I still hold by my idea. Like maybe they'll do something and like maybe Black Cat was behind the global pandemic. Yeah, that would be evil. Like I had a thing in my fanfic that like we will start this pandemic and then we will develop a vaccine for it, but we will keep it all to ourselves and give it only to the villains so the villains can still enact their evil plans without worrying about getting infected. That's truly evil. All right, so Matalicity asks, is your favorite food still peanut butter and jelly sandwiches? It still says that on your fan of fanfiction.net profile. Yes, it's still my favorite. I like the simple things. All right, and Poppy X Branch asks, do you have any cartoon female crushes? I had one on Hawk Girl from the Justice League cartoon. For some reason, I have a thing for redheads. I think I low-key had a crush on Jessica Rabbit from Who Framed Roger Rabbit and didn't realize it. Hey, she's pretty, and she's obviously more than a pretty face. And she's okay with being married to a bunny rabbit. Oh yeah, you're right, Madeline. Let's see, I can't believe I forgot my recent cartoon female crush on Luna from Hell of a Boss. Can you blame me though? Can you blame me? Bella PinkSavage asks, do you like sweet or spicy foods more? I used to like spicy foods, but then I got acid reflux and I can't enjoy them anymore. So I guess by default, I'd have to say sweet. It's not that I don't like spicy foods, I just literally can't have them. Bella says, hashtag gay for Luna, same girl. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're very right. Yeah, you are correct. Yes, that was not my phone. That was the live stream. Okay, Malicity asks, opinions on Soulless times Blitzo. Well, I gotta say, it's an interesting ship. I don't know where it's going. But I definitely feel bad for Stolas because he's clearly in a loveless marriage and he loves his daughter and he just wants some intimacy. And it seems that Blitz has intimacy issues as well. So I guess, well, in the way it is now, it's clearly a quid pro quo kind of relationship. That doesn't mean it can't be more. You're right, Poppy. Millie X Moxie forever. You're right. Yes. Millie and Moxie, on the other hand, are a very healthy couple. Yep. That is correct. You just won $200. I'm kidding. About the $200 part, anyway. Bella says, Fizz, Veronica, and Striker are definitely coming back. I'm nervous. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, definitely think a lot of characters are going to be coming back. Maybe all the people they've dealt with will come back for like one big combo battle or big showdown or something. That'd be cool. I know the secret agents will probably come back at some point, or the cherubs, because yeah, not to mention all the people that they've killed and have probably ended up in hell. So there you go. Okay, so Poppy X Branch, favorite Hell of a Boss and has-been characters. Well, I Yeah, favorite Helluva Boss has-been characters. I would say, well, my favorite has-been hotel character is obvious. That's Alistair. Favorite Helluva Boss character, I'd have to say, well, I do have a crush on Luna. I'd say character-wise, I like Moxie the best. He's a sweet little bean. He's also a killer, and he's okay, especially after the recent episode. I'll have a double cappuccino, more capital than chino. However it goes. I don't know how you order coffee. I don't know coffee. I can't have coffee. I never worked at Starbucks or anything. I don't know how coffee works. All right. Okay. Any more questions? Maybe you guys have some singing requests. All right. So Bella asks, any headcanons for what's going to happen next in the Has-Been Hotel story? I feel like Alistair has some kind of ulterior motive other than just doing this for entertainment. I don't know what it is. I mean, one possibility, maybe he's trying to get on the princess's side for something. Maybe he wants to overthrow Lucifer. Who knows? He might just be doing that for fun. He's got some kind of ulterior motive, or taking in mind that he's a cannibal, maybe he takes those failures that are kicked out and he brings them back to his place, and he considers this as a new way of getting meat. I know, that's a hell of a headcanon, right? Nothing like what I'm writing my fanfics, but hey, my fanfics, I just go in my own direction. But that's one way I think Busy Pop is going to take it. That is his new way of hunting meat. Ooh, where is the horror sound effect? Yeah. I do think that maybe Vivzy's going to do more with Angel Dust and Husk, or at least make it a running gag of Angel flirting with him. Probably flirting with Al too, and Al going, nope. Yeah. I do want to see more on the characters' backstories. And also, so we fanfic writers can have some context. Yeah, Angel and Husk could work. Also, bear in mind that they had both served in the army. I think there was something about Angel Dust serving in World War II. I mean, he likely could have. All right, Manalesity. Speaking of has-been, I love your OC, Tina, and all of the other new demon characters you created for your fic. What's your process in making OCs? I'm currently trying to make one, and I can't imagine making more. Yeah, my process of making OCs. Okay, I guess as a case study, let me look at Tina. So when I was trying to come up with a scenario where Alistair took interest in a female entertainer, and it kind of became a marriage pact. I'm like, so what kind of a demoness would attract Alistair? Now, I kind of went off all the other Alistair OC and Alistair Reader fics to see what's already been done. What parts do I like about those fics, and what can I do better than that? And what's already been done is a lot of times Alistair was shipped with an angel or a fallen angel, or someone that at least looks like an angel, or a demon that looks a lot more human than they should be. And I'm like, no. I can do better than that. Like that was one problem with a lot of the OC fics that I'd seen in the Has-Been Hotel universe. They never really focused on the sins. I mean, they're in hell, but they just made the characters way too sweet to be in hell. So I tried to think of some of the sins that Tina might have committed and how that would affect her personality, thinking about her flaws. like what kind of sin can I use? And I try to think of the big ones, uh, like I consider adultery and also greed. It's kind of a mixture of those two, but the one that really has her regretful is when she gave up her infant daughter. Originally, I was thinking that she had an abortion, but then I didn't want to go into this whole debate that we have right now of whether or not abortion is a sin, and I didn't want to put my stance on that. So that's why I just had her be abandoned, because I thought that's kind of more serious, because then you could potentially kill the already living being. And shows how she kind of has intimacy issues, like she doesn't want to get too close to people. Like she didn't want to get too close to her daughter, and everybody she's gotten remotely close to abandoned her or abused her, which would explain her relationship with Alistair. As for Tina's look, well, I kind of thought something akin to Alice Angel from Bendy and the Ink Machine, but I'm like, we've had enough angels. And it kind of went from something a little more cartoony, and I didn't want to do a wolf because there's a lot of wolf OCs and a lot of rabbit OCs, so I tried something I didn't see a lot of, a bat. I think I came up with a bat because I was thinking Alice Angel and I was thinking of angel wings, and I kind of thought of the opposite of that, bat wings. And also how bats are related to sound, and that will work with her singing. So, yeah, there you go. And I thought of how her personality would clash with Al, but also work well with Al. Like Tina is a hothead. She's not afraid to show her emotions, whereas Al is always just smiling and trying to act like he's excited and charming. And but they both have trauma, and they both confide in each other. So when creating an original character, like whether it's for a fanfic or an original story, I think of how personalities clash, and also they complete each other. Like in one story that the story that's being published this year, I had actually almost the same thing. I had a character who was smiling all the time, and always acting like everything was fine and acting cheerful and positive, and the other character has anger issues, but she's trying to keep the anger in, but and how they related is that they both had anger issues, just they tried to they hid it in different ways and handle it in different ways. That's all I'm saying on that story, because it's coming out soon and I don't want to spoil things. So I hope that helps. Was there anything else in particular? Okay, so Metallicity is like, I love the height difference between Al and Tina. From a visual standpoint, it's so obvious that their personalities clash, but in a good way. I think that was another reason I chose a bat, because I was thinking of the blood-sucking vampire bats and how Tina's whole life has been like a leech. She's been leeching off of others, whether intentionally or not. Yeah, and Tina being a bat is perfect, says Metallicity. I love how in your writing you always go back to that, making the choice so much more intentional. Yeah. Like, if that helps, like if you're going to write a character that is, has some semblance of a particular animal or mythological creature, go do some research. But like in my case, I was looking up bats and their different attributes. I included stuff like echolocation, how mother bats are always able to find their own children by sound, and the blood sucking of the vampire bat, like big mosquitoes, and I thought that was a good contrast to Alistair too, because he's a cannibal, but he's in the appearance of a herbivore, whereas Tina is not a cannibal, but she has the appearance of a A bloodsucker. More specifically, she has the appearance of a fruit bat. I didn't really clarify that, but she does have the appearance of a fruit bat. Golden brown fur and then the black wings. So Ma'am Lucy, if you're looking for inspiration for characters, specifically for any anthropomorphic animals, do research. Like, you can do it or not. Oh, can we expect a cover of Charlie's song from UDF? Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Which one? She has two. Like, do you mean the Always Chasing Rainbows or the Inside of Every Demon is a Rainbow? Either way, they're both about rainbows. Well, I could probably. I don't know, because I can't sing as high as Charlie's singing voice actor. Oh, you really want me to do Inside of Every Demon is a Rainbow? I don't know. That's really fast, and oh gosh. Okay, tell you what, I'll do the opening because I can't do the rest. I have a dream. I'm here to tell about a wonderful, fantastic new hotel. Yes, it's one of a kind, right here in hell, catering to a specific clientele. I can't even do that part. I tried anyway. I tried. It only gets worse from there. Oh, if that sounded good, then okay. It didn't feel good. It hurt. Can I sing Why Don't You Do Right? I actually did a cover of that a few years ago, but I guess I could do right. All right. Let me try to get in my jazzy voice. Water. You had plenty money, 1922. You let other women make a fool of you. Why don't you do right like some other men do? Get out of here. Give me some money too. Now, if you had prepared 20 years ago, you wouldn't be wandering now from door to door. Why don't you do right like some other men do? Get out of here. Get me some money too. Why don't you do right like some other man do? Okay, I did the short version there. Yeah, thank you for requesting that one. I actually considered Tina singing that one at some point. I couldn't really find a place for it. Yeah. I had considered Tina singing that in the Has Been Hotel fic. No, but I had the song that where Alistair first met her just be a little more upbeat and related to his time. That would at least make him somewhat interested in her. Plus she was supposed to be a like I changed her from just a singer to a comedian so she'd have a little more personality. Did you know the original voice of Minnie Mouse was almost Jessica Rabbit? I did not know that, Poppy X Branch. You're right. That is a fun fact. But no, instead it's Kathleen Turner, and the singing voice is Steven Spielberg's ex-wife, who was in Carrie. Yep, the more you know. Amy Irving. All right, we're at 45 minutes here. Okay. Oh yeah, do you practice any other voice impressions that we don't know about? Well, speaking of Minnie Mouse, because I've been watching a whole lot of Mickey Mouse Clubhouse with the babies I babysit, I've been trying to do a Minnie Mouse. Like, thanks for the jingle. Now bring me some Christmas cheer. Everybody say, oh, toodles! Yeah, I don't know if it's any good. I've been doing the Minnie voice for this 13-month-old. Okay, yeah, it's something I've just been trying to practice. Okay, so Cosmic Trail says, as Rainbow Dash say... Well, hold on. As Rainbow Dash say this? Oh, you know, I know what this line is. This was from when Rainbow Dash was mimicking all her friends. Okay. Oh, darling, you think you can beat me in a race? I'll show you who's the most fastest and astonishing flyer in all of Equestria, darling. For I am Rainbow Dash. I'll never be beaten by some pony like you, darling. Was that what you were going for? I was trying to do Rainbow Dash mimicking Rarity. Oh, I mixed G3 Rainbow a bit with G4 Rainbow Dash. Yeah, I was trying to do Rainbow Dash mimicking Rarity because that's what it sounded like. As soon as I saw the darling, I'm like, what? Yeah, Rainbow Fash. The Fash is for fashion. Still commend Ashley Ball for all those main 6 impressions, including Rainbow Dash pretending to be Applejack. The voice of Applejack playing Rainbow Dash pretending to be Applejack. I was amazed she could do that. Oh, yes, Bella, good one. Rainbow Dash, say... So here's the thing. I never came out of the closet. I came out of the deck, 'cause that's where the aces are. Read 'em and weep. I added that read 'em and weep at the end. I still think Rainbow Dash is an ace. Like, I hold to that. Who is my least favorite My Little Pony character? Okay, least favorite My Little Pony character. If we're talking about all the shows, who do I really don't like? That is a tricky one. I'd have to say, off the top of my head, Zephyr Breeze. Fluttershy's little brother. Oh boy, just leave Rainbow Dash alone, will you? Yeah, just leave me alone. Enough with the flirting, okay? Zephyr Breeze is so annoying. Yeah. Like, he doesn't want to try anything. You know what? He reminds me of some kids I've watched, just not wanting to try. Yeah. I suppose there are people like that, so it's realistic. Okay, Metalicity asks, oh, LOL, so many questions about least favorite things. What's your favorite canon Fluttercord moment? Ooh, the favorite one. Oh, I think my favorite was when everyone's rescued from the changelings and Discord goes Fluttershy and he grabs her and hugs her and she's like, it's good to see you too. And she blushes. So I'm like, oh God, he really, really wanted her back. And she's like, okay. But I didn't accept this, but I like it. Oh, that was my favorite. Yeah. He's just hugging her like a little teddy bear. He's like, this is my Fluttershy, and you can't take her away. Discord, I do anything for my favorite pony. Don't expect me to do a very good Discord impression. Bella PinkSavage, who's your favorite superhero and supervillain out of any media? What superpower would you want to have? Ooh, my favorite one. Okay, interesting. Well, I think my favorite, she still counts as a supervillain because she kind of jumps back and forth. I'd say Harley Quinn. Yeah, yeah. I love me some Harley Quinn. Knock, knock, puddin'. Yeah, she's just so fun. And yeah, she's an anti-hero. Well, she starts out as villain, then kind of goes anti-hero. And yeah, so I guess. And favorite superhero? Well, I guess I do love Batman. Oh, there's one hero that I really got into who I think is underrated. The Huntress, who originally was Batman and Catwoman's daughter. But until they retconned the story and she was the daughter of a mob boss, and her parents got killed by the mafia when she was a kid. And she kind of acts like Batman if Batman killed people. But yeah, she's definitely underrated and interesting. Why do I keep liking the like gray area superhero and villains? Why do I find them so interesting? Okay. So Poppy X Branch asks, ever seen the Loud House? No. I've heard things about it, sort of, but no, I've not watched it. And Matalicity asks, do you watch the animated series of Harley Quinn? Yeah, I've been watching it. I need to catch up on it. Okay. Yeah, you're right, Bella. So much blood. I think that's why I decided to take a break from it. Like, there's only so much I can handle at once. But it is fun. Like, I love when all the villains are talking around the table. Like, we model this after how they do things at Pixar. I wish they'd make another Up movie. They can't. The story ended with the first movie, unless in the sequel the old man is the little boy. Just all the villains casually talking about Pixar movies. just like the icing on the cake. Oh, so Poppy says, don't be mad. I asked my mom who she ships from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and it's Buffy and Spike. Did she watch the 6th season? Did she not? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, no, no. That relationship is it's worse than toxic. It's plain obsessive. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Did you ask your mom if she watched that infamous episode in season 6 where Spike met with Buffy in the bathroom? And I am not going to say it because. Ugh. All right. So Bella asks, if you were stuck on an island, what 3 things would you bring to entertain yourself? I think bringing a phone would be pointless because that only works if you have a cell tower on that island. uh, hmm. Well, I know I would bring a hunting knife. That way I can get some food, wood, hunt animals and get fish if I need to. I would bring I don't know. I never really thought about it. I thought of one thing I'd bring into a desert to an island. Ooh, I would bring a flashlight, and I would flash signals at night for any planes that might be going overhead or ships. And if you're talking about entertainment, I guess I would bring The Wanderer by Sharon Creech. It's a boat story, so It would fit the mood. I don't know. I don't know. That's all I can think of right now. I'd bring my art stuff, says Poppy X Branch. Okay, but what art stuff? Because that counts as more than one thing. That technically you could just draw in the sand. Sketchpad and color pencil. But what color? I'm making this hard for you. I'm sorry. Same. I would bring my tablet to draw. If I don't, I'll die. Don't tablets run on batteries, though? Sorry, I'm thinking practically. Okay? So, Matalicity says, any authors that you feel are a big inspiration for your writing? Definitely Rick Riordan. I love his sense of humor, and I love how he always manages to keep me in suspense when I read his books. From Percy Jackson to Magnus Chase to the Kane Chronicles. He's one of my favorites. Inspiration for my writing? Well, oddly enough, although I really don't like The Great Gatsby, I was inspired by F. Scott Fitzgerald's use of color imagery. Like every time, actually imagery for everything, from the names of the characters to how the characters looked to how the town looked. Everything it gave had a purpose. So when I come up with characters, when I describe things, I think of representations. I attribute the characters' colors to their personalities, like red for anger or blue for tranquility, for instance. And try to have their names have meaning too. Like it could, their names could be colorful, or maybe their name means anger, or something like that. Like the smile of Helen Donny, for instance. The character Helen Donny, it was derived from the Greek goddess of joy and pleasure. She was the daughter of Cupid and Psyche. Eros and Psyche. We're talking Greek. And her name was Hedone. So I kind of Americanized that name and made it Helen Donny. That just as an example. And also, I think I got some inspiration from Edgar Allan Poe. I don't really write like him, but just how he goes deep into the psychology of horror is, I like it. And Poppy X Branch, would you ever do a Beauty and Beasts episode on Mr. Peabody and Sherman, Corpse Bride, Beetlejuice, or Addams Family? Probably. I got those polls. So, I should probably get the poll for the next episode up and running soon. Next one is going to be on Monsters vs. Aliens, which was proposed by Bella PinkSavage. I'll definitely probably do Corpse Bride. Maybe for a Halloween special. Depends if you guys vote on it. All right. Okay, we're in. All right, so Bella asks, have you ever played Cuphead, Animal Crossing, or Minecraft? No to the last two. I do have Cuphead. I think I only managed to get through the first few levels. Yeah, I should get back to that at some point. It is tough. Matalicity says, this isn't a question, but whenever I just wanted to let you know that whenever I feel stuck writing a romantic scene, I just reread some of the Black Hat Times Lita stuff to feel inspired again. Aww. Thank you. I do sometimes read romantic scenes in some of my favorite fanfics too, by other writers. They do help. When you read stuff by authors you do admire, you see how they wrote it. You don't want to copy them, but it'll give you an idea of how they convey the emotion and how they write the dialogue. And Cosmic Trail says, I know what episode I would want for Beauties and Beasts when I boost my patron. I guess you're going to leave us in suspense with what it is. All right, we're at the hour mark here. And Podbean will only allow 2 hours, so that gives you some time to think about what is left over. Okay, and Bella asks, what do you like to do to relax after a long day? I mostly it's writing or playing some video games, watching YouTube videos. I have been trying to practice guitar, but still getting there. And reading fanfics, or just reading any books, rather, any good books. I'm a big introvert. Oh yeah, Bella, you can't believe you guessed that my guitar was green. You didn't even know I had a guitar. Well, I only bought it this year, so I'm not like I'm not like Taylor Swift or anything. All right, Matalicity asks, where do you see yourself in the next chapter of your life? Well, kind of hard to see anything beyond the pandemic right now. But I'm hoping once the pandemic ends that I can move out of my parents' house, get a place on my own, maybe get a roommate, assuming I'm earning a well enough income by then. And just, I don't know. And hopefully I can, finish editing my novel, actually get a publisher to accept it, get an agent. Yeah, that is where I see myself. That's where I hope to go anyway. Poppy X Branch asks, any plans for Halloween? Do you plan to dress up? Yeah, my family and I actually plan to do a group costume this year. Hopefully, if we can go to our community's party. We're going to do Alice in Wonderland theme. I'm going as Alice. My mom's going as Queen of Hearts. My grandma's going as the White Rabbit. My dad might be the Mad Hatter. But that's the idea. I already have the Alice getup, so... we already had some Wonderland costume items, including a Mad Hatter's hat, so we thought, we can save some money by using some of the stuff we already have. And Cosmic Trail asks, what would have happened to Applejack and Spike if Chrysalis sabotaged their relationship? I think Applejack would have killed Verity, because how else was Chrysalis going to sabotage their relationship? Yeah, that's where I'm putting it. Oh boy. Yeah. Sorry, Rarity, you're dead. Didn't mean to press it twice, sorry. Alright, who is my favorite FNAF character? Hard to say. I never really thought about it. I think probably a circus baby. Well, because just by the way she sounds in Sister Location, that she does have some regret. Like, there's some human part of her. She's still evil. But that's what lures us in, that she has some semblance of human emotions. And she is really like a child. She's, when she's talking about when she killed that little girl, and she's like, why did that happen? Like, it's kind of sad if you ask me. Yeah, but she is also manipulative, and that is why I like her. All right, Matalicity says, what does your family think of your YouTube freelance career? You don't need to answer if it's too personal for you. Well, they get that it's something I like to do. I do get some attention from it. The first time I showed my mom all those hairspray PMVs that I made, she's like, well, honey, this is I think this was a big waste of time, but it's really cool that you did this. So I think that was approval. But then I started getting getting myself free passes to BronyCon and getting on panels. So I think she got that. There were some advantages to this. Yeah, yeah, and they definitely support my podcast. They helped me assemble the soundproofing I needed in this closet for my broadcasting. And they always understand when I'm like, "Hey, I'm about to do a live stream. Can you keep it quiet?" So there you are. Sometimes they're like, "When do you have the time to do this?" I have no idea. I just don't have a life. That's how. Poppy X Branch asks, would you use human or pony version for Bubble Boy? Well, because I imagine Spike in the role as Bubble Boy, I think I'd use the pony version. But yeah, because Spike has that innocent boy kind of personality. On Cosmic Trail asks, favorite audio drama? That's not my own. Okay, I'd say then Doctor Who's an assistant. That was one of the things that inspired me to make my own audio drama. Yes, Poppy, you knew Spike would be the main character, yeah. And Bella asks, have you seen Princess Trixie Sparkle 2 yet? I forgot that was out. I should see it. So, no. Watch it, woman. You don't need to get so testy about it. Oh, asking if there's going to be a reaction? Maybe. Maybe that's why I put it on hold. Because I was like, well, maybe I'll do a reaction to it. And then I never did it. Like most of the projects I say I'm going to do. Yep. Matalicity asks, were you a fan of musicals after you got into MLP? Or before? Definitely before. I've been a fan of musicals for a really long time. I was a theater kid growing up. My mom would take me to auditions for plays, and it was a way to come out of my shell. So yeah, I love musicals, and I'd always go to whatever plays were being put on by the school. All right, Poppy X Branch asks, favorite anime? I'd say my favorite anime, I think, mostly because it's just the perfect level of humor, action, and drama. Assassination Classroom. I think that was my favorite of the ones I've seen. It's hilarious, and also it makes you cry at times. And it's pretty deep too. And sometimes scary. Like it's just a perfect blend of everything you need in a good show. And if you recall, I did do an episode on Assassination Classroom. You should check it out. Bella PinkSavage, may I recommend an anime called Agretsuko? I think you'll like it. I think I've heard of it. I have no idea what it's about. It's on Netflix. Okay. Hold on. At the ball of my nose. That's what happens when you're in a dusty recording booth for a while. All right. I might have to end this before 2 hours because this is getting long, and my throat is already going, and I'm almost out of water. So I think I'll probably stop it at 1 hour and 30 minutes. So if you guys got any remaining questions, then let me know. Just put it down. Or some song requests before I run out of water. And Bella asks, what's your favorite cosplay you went as at a con? I think it was when I was Applejack, and the rest of my family were all members of the Apple family too. Yeah, that was my favorite. And that was probably the least comfortable wig I had. It was also fun when we were all the Apple family, and then there were these two guys who were dressed as the Flim Flam brothers, and they had their own little super speedy cider squeezy 6000. And we just got into this whole fake argument with them. And then they said, "You have the best Applejack cosplay we've seen." And they awarded me with a trophy, which was of a horse's behind. Hey! I think we still have it. Oh, yeah. And of course, as the Apple family, we did that karaoke, that pony karaoke that you could see on my YouTube channel of Apples to the Core. So yeah, that was my favorite cosplay at a convention because we all got to do it as a family. All right. Okay, and Cosmic Trail says, did you ever want to vlog whenever you were at cons? I thought about it at one point, but the thing is, I was always so busy going to and fro to panels, and also I kept getting stopped by fans. You know, once my YouTube channel got a little too famous in the brony community. Like I couldn't just stop and enjoy the con sometimes. I didn't have the time. You know, I was always moving, so I guess I didn't really do that. And I kind of just like talking to random people who didn't know who I was. All right, and Matalicity asks, what was an unforeseen difficulty with starting and managing a podcast? One unforeseen difficulty that happened with Daughter Discord. All the artists wanting to do their own different designs. When we got a whole bunch of OCs, I'm not going to name names, but one artist showed me their designs for the changing OCs, and I said, this is not what I asked for at all. Like, well, you should have specified. I did specify. Like, the changelings aren't supposed to have hair. And I do not want General Bombus to have red eyes, and I do not want this one female changeling to have hair either, because she's not supposed to have hair. And they're supposed to be wearing armor. Like, you should have said they wanted armor. I did say I wanted armor. Yeah, so that was an unforeseen complication. We ended up like meeting in the middle there. I still don't like how we kept the hair for the general and Akari, which is why I poked fun at it later. Like, why did you stop wearing that wig? Because they weren't supposed to have hair except for the royal changelings. So yeah, that was an unforeseen complication. Yep. Yeah, I guess I just expected all the artists to read the notes that were in the file or in the fanfic even. Like, I expected everyone to do their homework. Yeah. Also, the unforeseen complication of when certain voice actors pretty much just drop off the grid and don't respond for several months. Like, okay, I'm handing your part over to someone else. I hate how I had to make that call several times. Yep, and that is why checking in and updating is important. I would check in, though. I would, like, if someone didn't turn in their lines, I would call them out on it, and then still wouldn't get a response. And that is when I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to let you go. Okay, good. Poppy Experience. Checking on your team for your audio series. Good. Yeah, Bella, I have always updated my directors on what I've completed. Good. You guys are good. I also didn't expect a lot of work politics to get in the way. Because there would be artists who wouldn't get along and like, I want to do this thing, I want to do that thing. Or, I'd say don't do any more than seven frames, but then they show me like 20. Yeah. Yeah, and there was a lot more drama than that. Some of it very, very serious. which I won't go into because they're a little too personal for the people involved. So, okay. All right, so Metalicity. On a scale of a lot and a lot, how much do you like writing? That's more of a silly question, lol. You're right, it is a silly question, because I don't like writing. I love writing. It is my way of being. Uh-huh. Did I scare you with that one? Sorry. Did I scare you? Did I scare you? I like the creepy laugh. Oh gosh. So I was going for that Ratatouille guy. All right, Cosmic Trail. Trying to come up for a name in my fan fiction is a bit hard. I want it to sound really good. Do you mean a name for a character or the name of the story in general? Because I know that can be difficult. The story. Yeah. Sometimes you won't come up with a good name for a story until after you've written some of it yourself. Lately, what I've been doing in my House Been Hotel fic is that I've named all the... Is that a lot of the titles are based off of songs. Like, even if a song is not used in the fic, I'm still using the song. Could do that. Like, it depends on what your story is about. Or it can be a thematic kind of title, like Precious Blood, like to tie in with the vampire themes, and also how Discord saw Fluttershy as too precious to drain, for example. It also depends on your genre. Like, for my short story, The Smile of Helen Donnie kind of has that kind of horror feel, like The Creature from the Black Lagoon, or It Came from Beneath the Sink. Yeah, and also relating to that one symbol, the one major symbol that was in the story, that smile of Helen Donnie. That helps. It could be based like if it's a romance, then it's probably going to be something related to romance. Okay, yes, I am really teasing you with that story now, right? Yeah, I hope that helps, Cosmic Branch. It really depends. I don't know what your story is about. And Poppy X Branch, do you believe in the Tim Burton claymation theory? I don't know what you mean. Do you mean the theory that they all take place in the same universe? Yeah. It's an interesting theory. It looks like really more of a meme. But no. Ideally, no. Doesn't make sense in the span of things. I mean, all I can really say is that Tim Burton just has a trend with the way he designs his characters. And he has a dog in every single one of them. But there's no way that dog can go from being a reanimated corpse to a skeleton to a ghost. I mean, likely Victor Frankenstein could be descended from the Victor from Corpse Bride, but I don't know how that would tie in with Nightmare Before Christmas, because that is like just a separate world from the human world. Yeah. All right, and Bella asks, are you more of an early bird or a night owl? Night owl, definitely. It's the best time for me to write. Oh, yeah, Bella. I'm losing my mind over the Pixar theory. Oh, yeah. And I don't see how that works now that we have 2 Pixar movies that deal with the afterlife. Now we got 2 different afterlives. So how's that work? And Madalicity asks, how's the novel coming along? And you don't need to give specifics if you don't want to. I'm at that stage where, like, I want to edit it, but there's also the part of me is like, should I really be listening to some of the critique people gave me? Or should I ignore it? Or is it the right critique for me? Yeah, I'm kind of in that. I like maybe I should do this. Oh, but I don't want to ruin this scene or blah 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 blah. Yep. All right. Cosmic Trail. Okay, your story is a love story. Well, if you want to look for inspiration, if like strictly romantic comedy, then look at other titles in your genre. That might help. Is there and also think about what kind of love story it is. Like what connects the characters? Is it a setting? Is it something to do with their personalities? Because Jane Austen, she wrote Pride and Prejudice to that title to signify the 2 characters who are falling in love. One of them is always proud and one of them is always prejudiced. As an example. Yes, Bella PinkSavage, my writing classes have been helping. Just editing has always been difficult for me. Like, not just line editing and looking for grammar and spelling errors, but making sure everything in the story works. It's not easy. Okay, and Poppy X Branch asks, chocolate or vanilla? Chocolate. Though I do like vanilla sometimes. All right. Okay. My voice is going, so we're going to do 8 more minutes of this stream. And then we're going to call it a night. Any last requests or questions? Bella asks, hey DF, how would you describe yourself in 3 words? 3 words. Creative, stubborn, and determined. Yeah. And Poppy X Branch asks, my least favorite DreamWorks film. Boss Baby. No contest there. And I'm still surprised it was as much of a success as it was. It spawned a spin-off series and a sequel, and yet awesome movies like Megamind and Monsters vs. Aliens don't get the attention they deserve. Like, what's wrong with the world? And Matt Lissy asked, my favorite DreamWorks film, Megamind. I already did a podcast episode on it. That is my favorite DreamWorks film. Yes, I want a Megamind sequel. Although, funny enough, we were talking about Monsters vs. Aliens. There's rumors of them finally doing a Monsters vs. Aliens 2. I don't know how true these rumors are, but it's possible. Yeah. Just as somebody told me on my last podcast episode that they announced that they were going to do Monsters vs. Aliens 2. I don't know any more than that. I don't even know if they're following through with it. Yes, I've seen the Monsters vs. Aliens series, at least like maybe the first half of this first season. Some parts were fun. I like how they expand on the universe, but my problem was it didn't have enough Susan in it. Like, I felt like the protagonist was given a back seat. And all the boys were getting the attention. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and Bella PinkSavage, you're right. I barely remember anything from it. You're right, Poppy. She acted more like a teenager as it goes on. I I mean, there was some part of her in the movie that was still kind of naive and such. But you're right. Now that I think about it, you're right. Although I did like that one moment where they were trying to stop this evil education tablet from destroying the world. Like, all right, if you answer this one question, then I will stop trying to destroy the world. All right. And there's like this really complicated math problem for acceleration, and like Dr. Cockroach is trying to solve it with this brainiac alien, and then Susan just goes, "The answer is 1 foot. 1 foot? That's not even a unit of acceleration." And then she just gets big and steps on the tablet. I will say that was probably her best moment in the entire show, although there were very few best moments for her in that show, which is sad. But I love Susan. And if they do make a Monsters vs. Aliens 2, I do hope they continue to do justice to her character, at least in the movie. I'm interested to see where they go with that. So much potential. And of course, you gotta do more monster and alien movie spoofs. Maybe on the ones they didn't get to do. Maybe on like The Mummy or Dracula. Alright, so Madelicity asks, opinion on Danny Phantom, the Nick show? I haven't watched those episodes in forever. It wasn't like a series I watched a lot, but I remember enjoying some of it. My brother was definitely a fan of it. Oh, yeah, Bella PinkSavage. If Reese Witherspoon doesn't return, I will riot. Yep. I mean, she should. She has been. She did like do that voice acting work and sing. So, yeah, I hope. All right, 3 more minutes. So make them count, people. All right, Poppy X Branch. El Dorado deserved a sequel too. Yeah, maybe they find the lost city of Shangri-La. Oh, yeah, Bella asks, what's the meaning of life? 42. Sorry if that's cliche. Yeah, sorry. All right, fine. In all seriousness, the meaning of life is having a loving pet. There you go. Now, Madelicity asks, have you seen Infinity Train? I saw the first 2 seasons. I didn't see the other 2 because I wasn't sure where to see them. They weren't on Cartoon Network. Do I have any pets? I have a Siberian Husky and a Calico Cat, though the Siberian Husky is more my brother's and dad's. The cat is definitely mine, though. She's mine. Gracie Ann. Yeah, that was the name she had when we adopted her. All right, 1 more minute to go. Yeah, we couldn't bother to change her name because she was just so used to it. All right, we got 1 more minute, so Bella asks, how would you say the stream played out? Well, I definitely got to answer some questions. Sadly, we did not get anybody who wasn't a patron on here for very long. Oh well. Not that I didn't have fun with you guys. And Poppy X Branch asks, ever seen Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or Sabrina the Teenage Witch? Yes, I have. And speaking of Sabrina the Teenage Witch, I really hope Melissa Joan Hart recovers from COVID. I hope she does. The actress who played Sabrina. I hope she recovers. Okay, well, It's been an hour and 30 minutes. I think now's the time to wrap things up. Thank you, my devoted patrons, for being here. You had such wonderful questions. And one more thing. Matalicity says, before the stream finishes, just wanted to say thanks for being awesome, DF. Thank you. You guys are so sweet. Thank you so much for your support. This has been a lot of fun. All right. And be sure to join me, my $10 plus patrons. Make sure you join me for the stream next week on Monsters vs. Aliens. All right, if you want to become a patron, just go to patron.podbean.com/beautiesandbeasts. You can also show your support by buying my merchandise on Redbubble at disneyfanatic23.redbubble.com. All right. Here's to 3 years. Here's for 1 more year, at least. We'll have to see. Disney Fanatic 2364